Today I'm going to show you a technique called crow-hooking or crochet on the double or crochet and knit. It's been called a bunch of things. It's just really Tunisian crochet with a double-ended hook. And why I like this so much is because you can use regular worsted weight yarn, and it makes, like if you're making slippers, it makes it really thick and soft. As there's a lot of slipper patterns, they either want you to use bulky yarn or use two strands of yarn, but this you can use regular knitting worsted, number 4 weight. This is Red Heart, and I like to use a variegated and a solid with it. And it's really very easy. So let's get started. First, you're just going to make a slip knot like you normally would if you're already a crocheter, and then we're just going to put some chains on here just like you normally would. For this example, I'll do 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this is your starting chain. Next, we're going to do the first part of the row. In Tunisian and in this crow hooking, the rows are made of 2 parts. Some patterns will list it as row 1 and row 2. Others will put it as a forward pass, and then the second part of the row is called a return. So on the forward part of the row, you want to just insert your hook into the chain and pull up. You're going to keep pulling up stitches till you get to the end of your chain. And this is the first part of the row. And this is all you do. This is just like how you would start off a Tunisian project. And sometimes it's called Afghan stitch. It was way back when. Okay, so there's your first part of the row. Now if you were doing Tunisian, you would just do the return like you normally would. But in the crow hooking, we are going to take advantage of the other end of the hook. To do this, you're going to push your work down to the other end and then turn. So the yarn you were working at is off here to your right. Now next we're going to take another color and we're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to start using this color. On some patterns they say you're going to make a chain, but really you're just pulling through one loop. That's how I usually state it in my patterns. Pull through one loop. Then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and keep going till you reach the end of the row. And this is called the return, or some people will say this is your row 2. And the stitch that I'm going to show you today, there's a whole bunch of stitches different kinds of stitches you can do with this. This is just going to be the Tunisian simple stitch, a very basic stitch. When you get to the end where your other yarn is, just pull that up tight, or your edges won't look right. Okay, so now we're going to do the next row. You want to insert your hook underneath this bar. They call it a bar. Yarn over and pull up. Go under the bar and pull up, and keep working your way across the row. If you've ever done regular Afghan stitch or regular Tunisian, you'll know that it usually curls up, which is completely normal. This method, it doesn't curl as bad. So now we finish picking up, so we're going to slide it to the other end, turn it around, and start going again, pulling it off with the other color. You always pull off with the other color. So you yarn over, go through one, or like I said, some patterns will call it making a chain. I call it just yarn over and pull through one. Then you go yarn over and pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, all the way back. And if you'll notice, yarn over, you're pulling through one of each color. So you're always pulling through one of each color. And then when you get the end, you want to take the other yarn, tail of yarn, and pull it up. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take the same yarn that you pulled off the stitches, that'd be your return row, and you're going to go back the other way, yarn over, pull up a stitch, go under the bar, yarn over, pull up a stitch, under the bar, and pull up a stitch. To make other fancier stitches, sometimes you use this thread right here, and sometimes they'll call that a chain, and they'll say insert your hook under the chain like this. And that's one way that we can increase stitches. To increase a stitch, I would put my crochet hook underneath that stitch, chain stitch, then I would go underneath the bar and pull up a loop. But I don't want to increase, so I'm going to take this out. But that's how you would increase. It's one way of increasing. Another way is just to yarn over and then go through the next bar like this. That'd be a second way to increase. So you've got an extra stitch there. So there's two ways to increase. And to decrease, you just take your hook through two bars and then yarn over and pull up. There, now you've decreased a stitch. Okay, so we've learned the basic stitch, we've learned how to increase and how to decrease. So now I'm just going to do a few rows and let you watch so you can get the hang of it. You'll see how I use my thumb, my other fingers, to sort of guide where the crochet hook's going. Okay, so I've got them on, and after you pick up your loops, then you want to turn it around, pick up your other yarn, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. This method, the Cro-Hook Tunisian, makes nice Afghans. They're nice and warm. These hooks come also with a hook on this side and a hook on this side, and then there's a plastic cord that goes in between, so you can put a lot of stitches to make Afghans. And then I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to use the same yarn, same color that I was using to go back across. And that's all there is to crow hooking. Turn it around. Push it down to the other end. Pull that tight again. It's a lot easier if you're not doing this on a table. Okay. Now we're going to pick up, go under the bar, yarn over, tighten that stitch, get some more yarn. Okay. And there we go. And then you make sure you get this last one here at the end. Don't forget that one. Okay, I'm going to turn, push down to the other end, pick up the other color, and go back. And there we have it. And you'll notice on this side it's one color, and this side makes a slightly different color. Sometimes this is also called reversible Afghan stitch because of the two different colorways. It's really very easy. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll give it a try. It's really a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.